If you had started 1 year ago, where would you be today? You would probably be much closer to freedom, I'll tell you that for sure, or you'd already be free. Maybe you'd already have an online business making 5, 10K or more per month. Maybe you would be traveling the world just like I am right now on this beautiful road trip in New Zealand. Mount Cook behind me, the tallest mountain in New Zealand. We actually hiked all the way through that valley and this lake, this like stunning turquoise lake. It's insane. These are the things that I've been able to do because I achieved freedom, and because when I was 21, I told myself that the best time to start was yesterday, but the second best time to start was now, today. And I told myself that every day. And as I was showing up every day, starting my online business, learning how to do it, I was basically finding a product to sell. I was taking the courses. I had a kind of an internal battle where I was like, well, I was conditioned all this time to basically live one way, which was to live honestly like a slave, right? Like a slave to the 9 to 5, like a slave to a job, basically live by society's script. And I found that my mind kept bombarding me with these thoughts like, you can just stay at your bank job. I was working at a big bank in Canada, a pretty prestigious job, even though I wasn't making much money at all because I was like the lowest on the corporate ladder. There were voices inside my head that were telling me, you know what, you can just continue doing this job, you can climb the corporate ladder, and you can make it a goal to, become a VP or something, like a vice president, a leader within the bank. And I thought to myself, I'm like, maybe I should just do that. That's more realistic than starting an online business. Well, let me tell you this, right? What I didn't realize was that essentially what would happen in the years after that. So then like the pandemic hit, all this world instability, and all of that. I didn't realize inflation would hit all-time highs. I didn't realize that life would get so expensive. The price of being alive is just skyrocketing, the price of food, the price of real estate. I didn't realize that would happen. I thought that, life would kind of be the same as before. We were living in a good economy, interest rates were low, so things were just cheaper and it was just easier. Loans were easier to get, and I didn't realize the changes that were coming. But at the time, what I knew, my young self knew that I was at the perfect age, the perfect time to start. And there was a risk that if I sacrificed my online business dream and I stuck to the bank and I stuck to the corporate world and just, society's script, that I would waste all of that time, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years even, maybe even 20. And I would still be at basically zero with the online business, the online business world. So I knew to myself that it was inevitable. And I knew that even though it was scarier, even though it was more daunting, okay, of course it's, there's an element of fear there, right? Because you're going against what you've been taught by society. You're going against what you've been taught by your family. Basically, you're doing something different versus everybody around you. I knew that was the true way for me. And I knew that if I made it work, all I had to do was win once, and that likely it wasn't going to take as long as I thought. And I could just feel that I was on the right path. And maybe you're feeling that right now. Maybe as you're watching my videos, maybe this is the first video you're watching of mine. If so, welcome. My name is David Vess. I'm an 8-figure internet entrepreneur. I've made $15 million online in the past 6-7 years in sales. And I'm here to share with you what I learned along the way, because my mission in life is to really show to people how to achieve freedom and share what I learned to achieve a life of happiness and success. Just like I'm living. For me, my version of happiness in my life is being able to travel, being able to make content while running my online businesses, basically seeing beautiful places like this and just, being in awe at life. And I thought, what better way than to, make this inspiring video than to have Mount Cook in the back here, which just is stunning. I don't think the camera does it justice. I think Adam is trying, my videographer and my best friend is trying to do his best, but I don't know if he's shaking his head. It's not. But the point is that life is either a daring adventure or nothing. At 21 years old, I asked God. I said, God, give me a life of adventure. That's exactly what I got. In a life of adventure, if you look at any good movie, there's challenges, there's successes. The main superhero is actually being challenged for most of the movie. There's usually one big problem that the superhero, the hero of the movie, has to overcome. And then after they overcome that, it's like paradise, and it's, it's kind of like the climax, the solution. And that's the plot. And that is the plot to any great movie. So I'm here telling you this right now. Think about, where would you be if you had started taking an online business course 1 year ago, if you had started, watching more videos, if you had really taken this seriously and you really told yourself every single day, whenever thoughts came up, negative thoughts, you told yourself, no, I can do this, I'm going to do this. And it honestly feels silly. I'll tell you this right now. I felt silly for a while because it felt like I was faking it. In my mind, my mind would be like, dude, like, you're not rich, like, you don't come from a rich family. Why do you think, who do you think you are doing this? But I learned to shut down those thoughts, and I was just like, nope, I'm going to get rich, I don't care. And then I would just move on with my day. And that's what you got to learn to do to really live an amazing life. to get to that first milestone of the freedom number. I call $10,000 a month the freedom number. You can get there with e-commerce, Amazon FBA, Shopify, affiliate marketing, starting an agency, selling digital products, and I'm making videos on all of these things because I've done all of these things, and I'm making more and more content on this as we speak, sharing the secrets, like the real ways to actually make money, because it pisses me off that it's so hard for people to find the right information online, and they get led into all these dead ends, and they just end up deeper into like holes and deeper into slavery, losing money, and just in harder situations where if you had the right information, you'd be that much closer to freedom. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks the door will be opened. It's a powerful quote. It's the basis of the law of attraction. If you read any of the law of attraction books, it's also written in religious books like the Bible. Jesus said this. And, the whole premise of this is that if you ask enough times, and if you keep knocking on that door, the door will be open to you, no matter what. No matter if you're, broke and you're in a lot of debt, no matter if you have a really tough past, no matter if you're from, a country where it's harder to succeed maybe. It doesn't matter, because if you keep showing up and if you keep knocking on that door and if you keep asking, your creator will help you. The universe will help you. And that's how it works. One of my favorite movies is called The Shawshank Redemption. If you look at the top 250 rated movies online on IMDb, The Shawshank Redemption is one of those movies. And it's a story about a guy who basically gets wrongly imprisoned. And, he goes and he meets Morgan Freeman. That's the actor. I forgot his actual name in the movie. And they are in this prison like for a very long time, he was wrongly there, Andy was wrongly there, and long story short, they make a run for it. And long story short, they meet up at the end of the movie, and he goes on this epic adventure where he escapes the prison through like tunnels that he digs, and then he goes to like Maine. He finds like a note under the tree that Morgan left for him because he had escaped before. He got let out before. And then they meet up in Zihuatanejo in Mexico with like a beautiful, like on the shore of the ocean. That was like the climax of the movie. But for most of the movie, they're struggling in this prison, right? And one of my favorite quotes like in life, and it comes from this movie, is when, I think it was Andy or it was Morgan, but they said, get busy living or get busy dying. And I hope that resonates with you, because for me, I don't want to get busy dying. I want to get busy living. We're only here once. We don't know what happens when we die. I mean, for all we know, there's one fact, right? There's never going to be another you. You are a unique person, unique soul. No one else is going to ever exist like you. So, are you going to make your life an epic adventure, or are you going to get busy dying and essentially living in mediocrity? It is a choice. It is absolutely a choice. Either you unplug yourself from the matrix, or you say, you know what? I'm just going to kind of stay within the system, and that's it. But then you have to promise to yourself that you're never going to be wishing that you had taken action, and you have to promise to yourself that you're never going to regret not taking that first step to freedom. So I invite you right now, take that first step to freedom. I put together a free online business quiz that will tell you the best business for you. It's going to take you 30 seconds. Link is down below. Go ahead and check it out. Literally 30 seconds. And based on your strengths and interests, it's going to show you the best online business to start. And by the way, each one of these businesses, I would actually start myself. These are not bullshit businesses that I personally wouldn't start if I was starting today. So there's the quiz. And then once you actually have the online business selected, then I also put together a free course called How to Make Your First $10,000 Online. And that will be enough to get you started. And I'm throwing in a lot of gold nuggets in this course for every single business model, because I've made 15 million in total across the different business models. The average millionaire has 7 income streams. I think I have about 5 or 6, maybe 7. You kind of lose track at a certain point because you have so many things going on when you do it for a long time. In life, it's interesting. The rich get richer, the poor get poor, right? It's another quote. And it's true, because once you start making money and you break through that freedom number, money is going to start coming to you on autopilot. Whereas if you don't get started like right now or very soon, honestly, right now, unfortunately, according to the laws of life, in life, you either go up or you go down. And unfortunately, you probably will get poor. I don't want you to get poor. I'm telling you, I'm building this movement of free people that are not slaves, people that have woken up to what life can offer them. And I want you to join me. I want you to also be able to be out here in beautiful New Zealand. So those links are down below. Check them out. And I want to leave you with one last quote. When you want something, the whole universe conspires in helping you achieve it. So you just have to want it enough. Remember that. And if you want something enough, never ask yourself, am I going to get it? Am I going to get it? Am I going to get it? Don't even. Your mind's going to be doing those things just regularly. It's how our human minds work. Our human minds were programmed, over thousands of years. And a lot of the patterns that we have in our minds, they're not really helpful for us in our modern day and age, because success comes by taking risk, right? Of course, taking a risk. You're going to start an online business. You're going to do that. That is a risk. But everything in life is a risk. Working a job is a risk. Even if you don't follow what I'm saying, even if you don't wake up and start this right now, staying at your job is a risk too, right? You can get fired. The economy can crash, which it will. The economy's cyclical, right? So your 9-to-5 job is only going to last you until it crashes. And then what? I'm telling you, you really have no choice. And I'm being really honest with you. We're in for a world of hurt around the world. Life is changing. It's not the same as it was before. Things are getting expensive. And honestly, there just is no choice. I can't even make this up for you. If you don't start right now, you will regret it. Get busy living or get busy dying. And remember that you want to do what you can with what you have where you are. Okay? Don't think to yourself, oh, but I don't have this, and I don't have this, and I don't have this. Life is never perfect. The perfect conditions will never come, so don't wait for them. Start right now. Okay? No matter where you're from, you can be the one that becomes free, and you can join the revolution and be part of that group of free people that are going to just do great things in this world. Imagine if the whole world was free. Imagine if we were all, out of survival mode and in self-actualization mode, the highest spiritual and soul fulfillment and attainment. How would the world be? Everybody would be helping each other. Everybody would have money. Everybody would be living a great life. Pain would be gone. And so I'm helping build that. Of course, it seems like an unrealistic dream, but I'm an optimist, and I really believe that every single person I can, persuade here or convince or share my story with, that every person who crosses onto this side and, achieves great things, that the world becomes a better place. So thank you so much for watching. Go grab the links down below. They will change your life. Thank you so much.